should be good now. Come everybody close to me on this end. Closer to this end.
Handyman can.
Spawn it here?
He's back there somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Or is he over here?
Val, can you like do like the sync stuff here so you can fake a point?
There you go.
Okay. We can do both. But before we start, I'm just gonna say like, I'm going to say things based on what I see in the VODs. Like, I don't care where you guys play, where you guys have played, how many hours you have. I don't care if you have 3K, 1K, 50, 500 hours. Just from what I'm seeing, I'm just gonna give that feedback, and from what we want in this company, this server to do. I don't know if you guys are doing better or worse. I just want to do this on Outguard. You guys should do like this and should like work towards this so we can like everybody can be the same page when we gonna war together. Um. So first thing first, in your hotbar you need health potions, serums, any kind of gemstone dust like oak flesh balm, whatever. Then the cleansings in the war, of course. Then you probably have Vank, so if you have Vank, make sure on the skill tree of the Great Axe on the Reaper part, not on the Reaper part, let me see. So on the Mauler part you have the first perk, so Mauler Resolve. So when you are below 50 health,
Mic
you have
off.
Great Axe on your hand, you gain 40 stamina, because you should be using on the Axe some kind of protection, so slash protection or fire protection. Of course that if you feel good with your stamina management. If you don't, like, just what I did to get better at it, I just played some arenas, like a lot of arenas, and try to dodge the abilities before I actually do a combo or I actually attack. So I dodge abilities, I control my stamina, and then I just try to kill them. For the pre-port part, what I do is I just go with my group in the OPR, and wherever I'm like entering a point, entering a fort in the OPR, I just do pre-pot to everybody, like everybody in the group should do this. So like even for yourself, you don't want like to say to everyone, just say, okay, I'm entering the gate,
Mic on.
pre-pot, and I'm pre-potting. That's how I
Mic
say. Even
off.
in wars, before I'm engaging a clump as a leader, I'm always saying pre-pot and all that. So for a bruiser, there's something that myself need to get better, and we have like a few individuals that do that very well in the wars. That when you don't like we're doing nothing, so you don't have CDs, you don't have nothing, you get your Warhammer in your hand because you have a perk that when you have your Warhammer in your hand and you have more than 3 people around you, you get 20 more % of protection.
Charging battery.
So when
Mic
you
on.
have nothing to do, so you wasted your combo, you wasted your abilities, you put your Warhammer in your hand and you go disturb the healers around the point. So around the point, so let's imagine you're top right, like I am here top right, you get your Warhammer and you go there and have you attack them because the tracking is just insane. Myself need to get way better and that,
Mic
so
off.
yeah. Of course, if you have refreshing move or great X, as you should have, like if you feel okay, I don't see any flares around me because of the smite and the cooldown, like not reduction the other way around, you should have like do a few hits with your great X as well to get the Gravel, the Maelstrom, everything back together. I think everybody knows
Mic
what we
on.
should be doing, but I'm just gonna explain as a solo individual bruiser. So
One quick thing, Simon,
yeah,
before you
yeah,
go ahead. So regarding the Warhammer attack, you don't really have to fully charge the heavy attack. Even if you do like a half charge, you still get all the benefits. And I
yeah,
see the attack rate is a lot faster.
yeah.
Instead
So
of
I'm
like
just like,
fully charging, it's a little slow and sluggish. Yeah, but that's
yeah,
it.
I'm just going to like I think everybody knows, but I'm just going to do so. You grab well. If it's too far away, you dodge, of course, to get the opal stuff, shockwave, and into Maelstrom. If you do it fast, you can have the Great Axe in your hand before the Gravel pops, and you have the double pop because of the Gravel perk. Yeah, some more things. I think everybody has because I saw the tickets and all that. You should have Gravel perk on your armor. That's a must. Of course, you should have Earthy on your ring. I saw some pod, but it's already done. And yeah, and you should have a Shockwave perk somewhere, like on your Warhammer or on your armor, but I prefer on the armor myself. So yeah,
And I would like to add one more thing regarding the Gravel. A good
yeah,
practice, before you actually decide to engage in a clump with your Gravel, it's a good idea to farm your empower stacks from the what's it called, Mauler's Fury.
Yeah.
perk, and what's the other one called? Greed. Because if you have like 3 or 4 empower stacks, or even if you manage to get it like fully maxed out, when you send your grab well, you know, on a clump,
Charge complete.
it actually takes a snapshot of your empower stacks, and it's, you know, that much more potent. So if you have no stacks, it's gonna do less damage than, you know, when you send it with full stacks. Just, you know, try to, before you actually engage someone, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever heavy light attacks, just to farm some stacks up, and then just, you know, send it. It's, you know, every little bit counts. Or,
Yeah. So
you know,
from the
on
VODs,
a plump, it's quite a massive damage increase.
I've seen from the last few hours, what I see is that like we have one bruising doing one thing and another bruising doing another thing. So there was really no synergy with those two, and there's really no one playing together, even as a group. So what I expect to Boulder, what I expect from me to my bruiser to do is, so if he's really close to me, like it's hard to be that close always. It's hard to be like on my ass side. So if I'm leading, I'm gonna say grab earlier. I went my bruiser instead of throwing a gravel like a shockwaves, right? So they don't have any escape for that. Then he throws a gravel into the shockwave and the same way around. So as a bruiser, if you're throwing a gravel, if you're follow bruiser, if you throw a follow bruiser, need to know where the gravel is. So I'm gravel top side, so I'm like you need to talk like whatever you're doing, you need to talk about it. So to your follow bruiser to see where they are, like you need to communicate in a group so to everybody so you actually kill people in like in this heavy meta even more, right? Because if you don't have like both of shockwaves, both gravels, both maelstorms, you don't kill people anymore. And I'm adding up that to the VG players as well and the BB players with the grenades and all that with the anti-healing. So everybody to be together to actually kill stuff. What I've seen a lot is like I see one bruiser here and they see a clump here and they just throw gravels alone without his group. Throws a grav well, hit another clump and just go that into the combo. And his impact is almost zero impact because he's killing no one. He's wasting CDs without his group, so there is really no synergy between groups in our company at the moment. Going for declumps now. So declumps has a lot of stuff you need to practice as well, like pre-pot. So when you enter something, you say pre-pot, and and you can commit to a group. So declump out of this because this is not good. So you just to say declump and your group would declump as well. This is more as a leader. It doesn't matter if you're the leader. So if you're the VG, if you're the healer, if you're the DPS, you're the follow-up bruiser, you can communicate to say declump. It's so easy. It's so simple to say those stuff. As well as the pre-pot, it doesn't need to be the leader. You can be anyone else that you see is going to a clump. You say pre-pot. It doesn't need to be the leader, and it's so easy. It's 2 words, pre-pot, declump, and it's gonna help a lot everybody in there. So for declumps, what I'm seeing a lot as well is, let's imagine we have the quad playing the top right again. So when you declump, you never declump back because you're giving them space to come forward, and you're probably going to another clump, and you're gonna get staggered, you're gonna get grabbed in another clump, another quad, and you're just gonna clump us up more. So what you want to do is you either declump to the healers here, so because a healer is not gonna kill you, and it's not, and you can even stack your maulers again. You can get the warhammer out. You can get more healing because of the leeching if you have, and all the perks you have in the great axe. So when you declump, always remember I don't want to declump into our healers, into our zones, because it's just gonna give us more pressure. So I want to declump. That's not for only bruises, for everyone. So you declump to the healers of them. So in front, the healer is not gonna kill you, or you declump to the sides as well. So bonfires if you're on the left side, and just no man's land if you're on the right side, and you just go there. If you go there, it's just gonna be precasters as well. So the danger is when you go into the point and when you go closer to other clumps. The same goes, for example, if you're playing bottom. If you're playing bottom, you don't want to declump back as well. Why is that? Because you're giving them the space to push tower healers into our safe zone. So you don't want to declump back as well. Declump to the sides, or even you can declump up front here. So you can pressure them, and the top left and the top right can help you. But of course, that is just situational because again, you don't want to declump with another clump on, or just grab more people to your teammates. You want, when you declump, you want all of you to get away from the point, to get away from their objective, that is capping the point and to kill you.
One more thing, Simon, before we move on.
Yeah.
When you mentioned pre-potting on the beginning, maybe like mention the order of pre-potting. before engages or after engages, like regen potions before engage, cleansing pots after, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't want to take that. Like, I want firstly to see people using the pots before then I actually get to that point because, yeah, I think there's a lot of people that just don't pre-pot, and I prefer to see people that's going into the fucking going into the clump with like without any pre-pot, because you have a lot of now, like you have the flails that you can just communicate with your group as well. So, but yeah, you should regen, then stone.
I'm really sorry. Someone just said to cleanse
You can
after
cleanse.
the clump. Obviously, you cleanse before so that you don't have the weaken and the plague during the clump.
Yeah,
So
even
it's
more, even
cleansed
more.
before, not after.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
what
even
what
more.
will you do when you get caught
Let,
with your pants down after the
let,
engage?
let me just talk.
Well, what are you gonna do with 50% weaken and plague? You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah,
You
well, that's
just
why I
you
have the
just
flail to cleanse you.
yeah, but I just
Sure,
don't-
bud.
just I want people to pre-pot. Then we just go into that another point. Don't worry about it. Just when you are going into a clump, just click your buttons, not the health region, and just go into it to get the cleansings. Then you got the flail. Then you got everything. So serum, gemstone, and cleansing pots. Just use that. Just use those bitches, man. It's not to stay on the fucking hotbar. Just use them, okay? Okay. Going now for the more leaders oriented stuff, and everybody can add anything before we talk. But anybody can DM me and we can talk about if I'm doing like if you have another opinion. But yeah, so for the leaders now, that's what that's what really like that's for me the most concerning stuff. Not even like our bruiser spell, but the group overall. So there is only a few groups that actually communicate as they should and play together. So for me as a healer, what I expect from my all the guys, not only the follow-up bruiser, not only the the healer, whatever. So when I'm trying to when I'm leading a group, I want my follow-up bruiser to say, yeah, I see you, yeah, I follow you, I don't, or if like that doesn't mean that I'm a healer that I need to say everything. So Boulder as my follow-up bruiser can say, oh yeah, come bottom right, a big clump, and I will just follow him. Okay, so it doesn't mean like I'm a healer, I'm the only one calling stuff. But someone needs to be the one that it's making the main decision, so it can't be a mess. I can't say, oh yeah, gravel left, and Boulder after 2 seconds saying, oh yeah, gravel right. That doesn't work because you guys need to be together.
I have one thing here. Usually, the concept of a group lead is outdated if people communicate. You let
No, yeah,
a lot of. The game is really dynamic, and if you always have one guy following another, you miss out on super much opportunities. Having a lead can work if others don't communicate well, but overall, this is actually not how it's played anymore. But if you want us to play like that, I'm fine.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like play like that because like playing if I'm not playing with my group, I'm not gonna wipe in this heavy meta anymore. I'm just gonna farm clumps, farm damage. That's why the yesterday war we had more than half of the roster with zero kills because they were just playing as one and not as five. That's what I'm saying. So like I said, it doesn't need to be on my ass or missing opportunities. It can be you can have a 360 overview of the war and just say, oh yeah, I see a good clump there, I'm gonna follow him. But what I mean is, I'm gonna be the one saying where to go and where to engage because I'm gonna be the one that's gonna decide what's gonna happen. Again, so I'm gonna expect Boulder to say, yeah, Shockwave, yeah, I have everything for you. Same go for the VG. So if I'm graveling, I want to hear my VG saying Scream and Oblivion on you. I want to hear my healer saying Sacred on me. So you can decide with your healer and, for example, the healer you can decide. So when I say Shockwave, my healer is gonna put the Sacred on me because that there where she knows that okay I'm staying here, so let's put the Sacred here because I'm doing a Sacred now. I'm doing a Shockwave now. So it's I'm standing still doing a Shockwave. So the Sacred on me should be in that position. Um, the same goes for the grenades. So I want to hear the grenades guys or the flail guys, whatever, saying grenades on you and everything else like on you. So I want everybody to communicate. It can't be so just the leader, just the healer saying stuff. And for example, it's so easy if I'm here on one healer to say, oh guys, look at the healer on me, look at the healer, and I say name. So I say like, pawn it on me, come here. So what's the point of me having a group if not playing together? One more thing is, let's say I'm top right and I have Morgard saying, oh look at bottom left. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at bottom left, but I'm not going running toward the point to help bottom left. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look top left or top right or bottom right and see, okay, where's the free casters? I'm going for the healers. You just throw a grav into 2 healers. Doesn't matter if you kill them, if you catch them. If they stop healing, where is the clumpies? You're gonna win the fight. The same goes for clumps. So I'm bottom right and I have a clump of my top right as fighting a clump here. They have a grav volley. So it's 2 groups already there. And on the right on bonfire there's healers. What you should do, like you don't should join the guys that are already fighting and doing this stuff. You're going to the healers that are healing them. So our guys or our next wave are gonna kill the guys that are fighting there. Makes no sense for me to clump even more like if I can do better job on the right side and disrupting the healers. You don't need to kill them, doesn't matter if you kill them or not. You just need to do your job and help the other guys to kill the clumps. You won't kill a clump if the other healers are just healing free. Let me think. Okay, another stuff is that I see from the bruisers is when you see a clump in front of you, try to avoid going just running up front to them. So try to do like a side step and going on the right side or in the back, because if you're running into someone, you're gonna get staggered by a pod, by a wrecking ball, by a shockwave even before you get there. So, but if you go to the sides, you just can get him from behind. You can backstab him. You can, like, you go into a clump without getting hit, and you can leave without getting hit as well, because they are not attacking you. You're not the focus of them. Another thing is, you don't need to go into the clump. Like, if I have 5 guys here, I don't to stay on them to do my job. So I can like throw grav here, they're gonna pull to me, and I shockwave here. Then I do my maelstrom here. I don't need to go inside of them to do all that. It doesn't matter if you don't hit one guy. If you hit the 4 guys and you kill them, you win the fight, right? There's someone that's. Anyone want to say something?
Or
When would be
Uh,
like a good time to use your armor breaker?
It's when like you do the combo, and then when you have your like, and you have nothing to do, you can shoot your armor, use the wrecking ball, healer is on the ground, and bam. Or you can use it in the clumps. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, use it when you decide. But I usually myself use it when I don't have nothing to do. I say healer, I'm going to wrecking ball and armor breaker. That's what I do.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't matter. You can just use armor breaker like on a mage. Doesn't matter. Just feel. I think for me it's best. It's just to use it on some healer, even if he has to dodge. It's already a win. Like, it doesn't matter. Of course, if you don't have wrecking ball because using a POD, you always POD into the healers to disrupt them as well. It's simple as that. You have nothing to do. Use your healers, POD into them. That's the POD should be for, not for the clumps inside the point. Anything else?
Yeah, sorry. I'd just like to bring up the cleanse again for the guy that said about he has that instead of cleanse potion. I can't find any status effect cleanse on the flail tree. I can only find one for CC.
Yeah, basically the deal with the flail is it cleanses only the stuff that freedom like gets you shortens it. So it's only CC. So that's why you are cleansing before committing. So you don't have weaken and this thing that will get you damage lower.
Yeah, I agree.
From the CC by the flail, so you can still get out.
Yeah, I usually cleanse before I go into stuff, because it's like you can get when you're running into someone, you already get some, because there is almost no chance you just get going into a clump without anything on you or any plague creeps, anything. So I just cleanse before I go into a clump. That's why the way you declump it's very important. So you can declump and you can regen all your stuff. You can use your health potion and all that. That's why the declump is very important. So anything else you guys want to say? You want to show me, like, to practice anything?
Fight me.
You have a tower shield, I can.
I'll change.
Another stuff that I think
What came to my mind is just remember to because you still need to have your Grey Axe out to proc your
yeah.
gravity perk, right?
Yeah, that's exactly that's what I'm saying. So to proc you need to do it fast because you need to. I mean, gravel, shockwave, and you have time to switch it back and proc it. So you see, you can proc. That's what I'm saying. So you need to do it fast to proc the double grav, and when you're declumping, and you feel like okay, so I'm declumped, I'm okay. You like you always go to your great X so you can proc as well the 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 thing that I just said. So the Mallory resolve that gives you 40 stamina if you're below 50 alt. After you do that, after you see that procced, after you see okay, I'm okay, but I don't have CDs, I'm just gonna change to my Warhammer and go disrupt healers. And you don't want to disrupt healers by yourself. I mean, you can do it, but if you have the follow-up bruiser, if you have the VG, if you have everything else, you can just go there with your group. Doesn't need like to be like the 2 guys are there, right? Like the 5 guys are there, so I can be in one place on healers, my follow-up can be in another place, but I have my VG with me and he has the BB, for example. Like, doesn't mean you need to be on his ass on just doing nothing because I'm doing nothing. Like, you need to play for yourself and think for yourself because I'm not gonna say everything, but I'm just gonna get my say to my group what I'm doing, what I'm gonna be doing. So for example, 5 seconds, save me your cooldowns. Then we just go together in top left. Doesn't matter. That's gonna decide in the moment, right? Like just communicate what like simple things because it's gonna help you like everyone like in your group to say okay he's doing that, so I'm gonna be ready when he stops doing that to like get close to him, so I can get close to him. The next engage I'm gonna be close to him, so I don't need to look around because I'm just doing other stuff in the other point of like not the space of the point. Anything else that you guys want to say, to see, to do? No? Okay, so what I want to see from the other VODs, from the next VODs, it's just, oh yeah, detonate, thank you. Um, that's another thing, as a group leader, you can say, for example, save me your Deto, save me your, like, you should go with your group and say that, like, save me your ultimates. It's gonna be a big difference if you do that. You're gonna wipe more stuff, even if you have the Detos together. Of course, if you see a good clump and you have a Deto and you say, okay, I'm gonna Deto and using everything on me. When I say use everything, it means that my group that they can just go pull out and use everything. It doesn't matter if I'm saying to save or not save because it's a good clump, and if you have Detos, you just use them. That's what I'm saying. Like, it makes sense for me that bruisers are looking at clumps and going for the clumps when they see one. But it doesn't make sense to me why they're doing it alone without communication and without making sure that the VG is gonna follow. Because you, as a heavy bruiser, you're not gonna kill anyone with your combo as a heavy bruiser in this heavy meta. There is no chance you're gonna kill someone there. Anything
In
else?
terms of detonate, if you play together as a team, it makes sense if one of the bruisers plays another combo and it just goes grab, left click, melt to get more stacks for your detonate and the other shockwaves.
Yeah, like for example, that's what I'm saying. So if your bruiser is really close to you, like I'm gonna throw my Grav, and if I see he instantly shockwaves, I'm not gonna shockwave again. So I'm just gonna use my Grav and my Maelstrom, right? Because it's gonna I'm gonna have more stacks like that if I don't switch.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
So that I do that if I see my bruiser is really close to me. If I don't see my group is close to me, even if you only like Grav, then you switch. Then you can Maelstrom and Light Attack. You're gonna have 5 stacks because it's gonna be 1 stack from the pop of the Grab Wall, 2 stacks from the pop of the Maelstrom, and you're gonna have a few more stacks because you're just going to Light Attack, and you can do 1 Light Attack before you Maelstrom, you can 2 Light Attacks before you Maelstrom. So it's not a big difference if you can manage well to get like the 5 stacks that you can have. You can have more stacks as well, but it's hard. It's gonna be hard for you to have the 10 stacks into 1 clump if you're not already beating someone from a lot of time. And I think it's not usual you can have the 10 stacks always because you're gonna be following healers that are just gonna run away and people just dodge your light attacks and whatever, you lose a stack here and there. So yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's the importance of the bruiser to be close to you so you can have 7 or 6 or 8 more stacks because you don't need to shockwave. Because if you shockwaves for you, you're just gonna Maelstrom instantly and you're gonna detonate people. But keep in mind, if you don't have Oblivion and a Scream under you, you're not gonna detonate people, only 2 bruisers. That's why I mean, like, everybody needs to be involved in that. Every single body of the group. Like, I see like people have good people that are very experienced. They know what they're doing, but they just don't communicate with the group. That's why I don't understand. But yeah, I think that's just it. If we can see that improvement in next VODs, and like, again, I'm okay to be wrong, and I can, like, if it doesn't work, okay, I'm okay to change stuff. But that's how I feel while I'm bruising. That's why I feel like it's the best and the most optimal stuff to play as a group. If we didn't want to play as a group, we didn't play as a 5. So that's my opinion on it. I think we're finished for now. Anybody has anything else to say? We're gonna have more trainings about other stuff and positioning and all that, but I'm just not gonna go into deep right now because it's gonna be too much information. So
I think it's enough for the first session, I'd say.
Yeah, good stuff.
yeah, of course, if anyone have any,
Did someone kept the fort? What the fuck?
We
if
did.
anyone have something to say or something like they want to explanation or doubts, you can just, you know where to find me. You can PM me. I'm open to talk. But yeah, thank you for the guys who came, who are here, and all that. And yeah,
Alright,
you guys
sounds
can
good.
practice now. Yeah, you guys can leave. You guys can do whatever you want now.
Alright, sounds good.
Nice, thanks.
Is race just started in Brimstone? Yeah, it started.
Yeah.
You can have some fun there as well.
It was challenging.